Wow. What a game. T-Law. Look, he is him. He is him. He's turning into a top 5 quarterback before our very eyes. I admit I was worried. I admit I looked at the first half and I walked away going, am I wrong? Am I wrong about Trevor Lawrence? Am I wrong? I really felt like the way we felt about Justin Herbert all year, I did feel for a moment about T-Law walking out of that first half. And part of me said exactly what I know every single one of you said. There's no way. There's literally no way they can come back from this. Not only because it's a lot of points, what was it, 27-0, whatever it was. Not only because it was a lot of points, but because the Law Dog had so many interceptions. You just thought there's no way. There's no way back from this. He's having such a bad game. What do you have, 4 INTs at that point? And to march this team back the way he did, unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Fantasy Football Show, it's going to begin in 1 second. Peanut Butter Cups, Ben, Brian, Matthew, Ron Navy, Dalton. Appreciate you all filing in the Fantasy Football Show. I'm in shock. I'm in shock right now. It begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Oh boy. What an outstanding game. I was just, and I had Trevor Lawrence on a bunch of overs on I think 1.5 TD passes going into the half. I was like, oh my God, this isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. This guy, Trevor Lawrence, I might be wrong about him. I was so bummed going into the halftime show, just thinking to myself, how is this going to turn around? How is the Law Dog going to make me look not so ridiculous when I jump on the live stream after the game? Because how can I come out here after this first half and say this is the next rising star quarterback? How can I say it anymore? How can I say it anymore? And this guy turned everybody's opinion around, I'm sure, that might have been doubting him after that first half. What an amazing performance. Now, he did play bad in the first half. We have to own that. But what poise you have to come back in a playoff game in those conditions, under those conditions, to come back and win 31-30. And Etienne ripping off a monster run. Etienne, what button do I have for? We need an Etienne button because he's no longer on the Moon Men, although we could put him back on the Moon Men. I don't have a button for him. We're putting him
to the moon.
Send him to the moon. Etienne, unbelievable. And Etienne, who had a little bit of a stutter step in his 2022 campaign, where we all said Etienne's him, he's amazing, Smitty, what a great call, and then he kind of crapped the bed a little bit, at not the end of the season, but like right before, like puttered a little bit, just puttered to a slow crawl, then jumped through, kind of like a rookie wall, as I explained. Etienne hit a rookie wall. He's not a rookie, Smitty. Where's my megaphone? Smitty, he's not a rookie, Smitty. This is his sophomore year. It's kind of his rookie season. You know what I'm saying? So he was injured his rookie year. So he treated it like a rookie year. Even though mental reps took place and all that, second off season, it was like a rookie campaign. He wasn't used to a full NFL season. So Etienne had a little bit of a rookie wall he had to break through. Etienne was marvelous in this game. T-Law leaned on Etienne. The team leaned on Etienne. They gave the ball to Etienne on 4th down and 1 yard, and he ripped off a monster. What was that? How long was that run? Somebody tell me how long that run was. Was it like 17 yards? Somebody tell me how long that run was. I'm absolutely thrilled by my boy T-Law. And I think, do we put him on the Moon Men list? Do we put him on the Moon Men list after that? I almost feel like it's too late to put him on the Moon Men list after that. I kind of wanted to do that. I shouldn't have waited. I kind of wanted to do that before the game. I feel like now at this point, it just feels like we're jumping on the train, even though we love the Law Dog. but the law dog is here to stay. He's going to sheriff this NFL like he knows how. I absolutely love this man, Trevor Lawrence. Let's see here. We got a super chat right here. Super chat from Rockout. Let me go ahead and open up the live chat here so I can read it. Man, I'm just so pumped. That was such an amazing performance by the Law Dog. T-Law and Ridley are moon men. I can't wait for T-Law to get Ridley. Blind Larry says his playoff Smitty in my megaphone voice. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions. He did. Electrico. He did. Purdy. What's his Purdy comment? Let me guess. Purdy will win Super Bowl MVP soon. Maybe. I'm not saying that can't happen, but unbelievable. Why you got to come in here and talk about Purdy during the T-Law he is him moment? Matt, can't you leave your Niner fandom, your biased Niner fandom at the door just one time? We can't talk about your Niners and Deebo Samuel and Brock Purdy and Ayuk and this entire crew that looks phenomenal. This defense looks scary. This Niner defense just looks terrifying, and they're going to easily give the Eagles, once they meet, havoc. But the Eagles are going to give some havoc back, and the Niners do have some pressure points that the Eagles can press. Not to mention the one thing going in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles is the fact that the Niners have historically done very badly against running quarterbacks, and especially elite running quarterbacks. And there is no better running quarterback in the entire National Football League, unless you want to say Fields is a little bit better, whatever. Fields and Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, you could argue either one of them, or any one of the three is the number one running quarterback in the entire National Football League. So the fact that I believe that Hurts is the best dual threat quarterback in the National Football League. He's so good at running the football like Fields is, but he's as good as Josh Allen throwing the ball, and he's a touch better at running the ball. Josh Allen's really good at running the football. He's in the top 1 or 2, top 3, because those guys are all so good. But Hurts is probably the best running quarterback in the National Football League, and he's the best passing quarterback that runs the football that well. There's nobody that's as good of a dual threat. Like, this guy could run for 3 TDs against the Niners. So I think that it's going to be a really, really close game. Anybody that thinks the Niners are just going to destroy the Eagles have another thing coming. This was the Seahawks. I know Seahawks have been playing very, very well, but the Seahawks were leading this game. There was a potential tipping point in the game. The Eagles won't be so easy. But I do believe that it's going to be an amazing game. I believe either team could win that game. Only a biased person, Matt, who I appreciate, and I appreciate Matt's fandom and dedication, but only a biased person would literally say this is not going to be a very close and amazing game. We've got, let's see here. We got Rock Out, Trevor Lawrence to the moon, woohoo. Should we put him on the moon men list, or is it time? Should I trade away my 2023 1.2 for Herbert or T-Law? Why would you trade away your 1.2 for Herbert right now? I know we loved him in the past. We got to adjust and adapt. I'm not saying he can't rebound, but how is this a him or him situation? How is this like as if they're both equal? Like you got $100 bill or $250s. Do I trade away my no offense? I'm just saying, do I trade away my 2023 1.2 for $100 bill or $250s? That's not what this question is. This is saying currently, this is like saying, do I trade away the 1.2 2023 for T-Law or a $100 bill or a $10 bill? And the answer, unless it's Superflex, is no to both. As much as I love T-Law, no. That's Gibbs. Or maybe someone loves Gibbs so much they draft Gibbs 1 and you get Bijan 2. Bijan and Gibbs are both elite potential running backs, both top 12 overall players. There's no way I do that trade. And Electrico, you know I love you, but what are you saying here? What are you saying here? Like, you're my boy. I appreciate you. I love you coming in here. You always come with the fire, and I don't even care if it's conflicting right now. This is good conversation. This is not negative at all to you or to your stance. But what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Trevor Lawrence threw .4 interceptions. How can you rip on Trevor Lawrence at all right now? How can you rip on Trevor Lawrence at all right now, coming off of that unbelievable, historic, just unreal finish where he threw 4 touchdowns to counterpoint your 4 INTs, his early struggles, Electro? How, Electro, can you focus on the negative and literally try in your comment tear down the Law Dog, who just looked phenomenal? That's like saying, I don't know, somebody struggled in week 1 and they tear up in week 2 through 17, and you're like, yeah, but in week 1, he didn't look so hot. Like, there's no argument here, Electro. You have no argument. He just won a playoff game that he had no business winning based off your 4 INT situation. Unbelievable. But keep saying it. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody wins tonight. Everybody wins tonight. I can rip T-Law because Bosa was held on. Bro, I don't know. What is with this? What is with this Bosa and the Niners and the Purdy? We're talking about the Law Dog right now. We're talking about a man that just defied all odds in a playoff game, throwing 4 touchdowns, leading his team against the unthinkable. I will say that I do feel very worried about this next game because of the ups and downs that T-Law's having. But T-Law's kind of in his own way throwing, he's kind of thrown in his rookie season too. You know, like Etienne's in his rookie year. T-Law had a whole year last year, but it was under Urban Meyer's reign, and it was a total reset year. Walking into Urban Meyer's a disastrous coaching season, I said this will either work out very, very, very badly, or everybody's shocked and, maybe it works out, whatever. But if it works out very badly, it will set Trevor Lawrence back to 0. He will essentially be a rookie walking in to his next season. And that's what I think truly happened to T-Law. I feel like T-Law, new coach, learning a new system, kind of everything started over for him. He's still going through a lot of growing pains that I think first-year quarterbacks in his situation are going through. So T-Law, to do what T-Law's done, and T-Law doesn't have the offense that Purdy has, the weapons that Purdy has. You put T-Law in a Niners uniform, he'd be doing so much more than Purdy's doing. But Purdy I like a lot. That's not taking away anything from Purdy. Purdy's smooth. I like Purdy a lot. I think Purdy's the real deal. I've been calling for Purdy to start for months. I went on Raj's show, RSF 49ers, and I said, when Jimmy was having this fantastic little run, I said, you need to pull Jimmy G. He's going to get hurt or fail you at the end of the day anyway, and you should shove Brock Purdy out there and get Brock Purdy ready to go, because he could be something you'll never know until you push him out there. And so I've been saying that so no one can come in and say I don't like Brock Purdy, or I'm a Brock Purdy hater. I've been talking about Brock Purdy before Matt even knew how to pronounce his name. Matt, go look back on Raj's show. However, Matt, I will say you put Purdy in T-Law's situation and T-Law and Purdy's situation is good, and you can't do that. You can't separate player from situation. Purdy is who he is. Purdy's more likely to win a Super Bowl than T-Law. Purdy's more likely to look better than T-Law right now. Purdy will probably walk into 2023 with a real nice, amount of upside. I'm not saying that fantasy-wise we're drafting Purdy over T-Law, but Purdy's making a case for being a 6 to 10 fantasy football quarterback, depending on how secure his job is, and that looks pretty secure right now. But T-Law, you put T-Law in San Francisco in the same situation that Purdy came up in, same week, and throw him in the lineup the same week, T-Law would be looking easily, like you just want to call it even. But T-Law is that guy. He is that guy playing in a situation that's nowhere near what Purdy's playing through. So I like Purdy. I think Purdy's going to be very, very good. But this is not the Purdy show right now. This is the T-Law show. So what an amazing what an amazing game. We've got Rockout. Thank you. Rockout says Purdy is my boy Blue. Purdy. T-Law, you are my boy Blue. Sorry, Rockout, for botching your super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Rockout. The Double super chats, appreciate you. Let's open up the phone lines. I mean, what a game.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I gotta admit, I was very concerned about my underdog team. Someone asked me how my underdogs are going. I was very concerned about my underdog teams walking into the second half because I had a number of ETNs and a number of T-Laws, and I was even concerned a little bit about my Niner shares, if you want to be honest with you. At a certain point when the Niners looked a little bit like they were dragging their feet, Purdy was very, very looked nervous, and he wasn't having a very good first half or a good part of the first half. And Debo wasn't really all that involved. Debo picked it up, and so a lot of my underdog teams look phenomenal at this point. Although you can't really judge because it'll tell you whether you're winning, but other teams haven't even had players play yet. So your underdog teams won't be very easy to predict at this point. So you kind of gotta wait and see. But like looking at my underdog, I've got a ton of ones that have winning this, winning that straight down the line. I have a couple that aren't, of course, and I did a lot of early gauntlet drafts and a lot of early underdog drafts that had a couple players like everybody else that are not in the playoffs. I have a couple St. Browns on some of my early gauntlet one drafts, a couple early mitten drafts where I picked a couple players, but for the most part, I avoided a lot of players I thought they were teeter-tottering on the ability to get into the playoffs. And so I don't have a whole lot of those situations going on. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, Matt. What can I do for you? Is this the Matt? Is this the Niner Matt?
This is Niner Matt.
I'm going to change your name so that I know this is Niner Matt. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just call me Niner Matt.
Niner Matt.
No.
Okay.
Everybody on the Chargers should be fired except
whoever that's talking. Hold up, it's Matt's floor here. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy on the phone?
Smith.
Who?
Smith.
Okay, hold on.
Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you spell that last name?
Smith.
Like Pam? Pam or Pan? Is it Pan or Pam?
Smith.
Pam. With an M? Okay. Hold on there, Smith. Such an unusual name. Never heard of it in my life. Niner Matt.
No, Smith, like Smith.
Oh, like Pam. P-A-M. Okay, Smith, hang tight. Niner Matt, you have the floor. Go, Niner Matt.
Niner Matt. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. No disrespect to T-Law at all. He had a great comeback. I'm not taking anything away from him. He had a great game. Other than those 4 interceptions, they should have never been down like that, okay? I'm not taking anything away from him. He had a great comeback, so no disrespect to him. I just said Brock Purdy. Yes, I'm a Niner. Yes, I'm a diehard. Okay, I get it. I might be biased, whatever. But I mean, the dude was the last pick in the draft, and look what he's doing. I mean, he looks like the best quarterback we've had since Jeff Garcia. It's not Steve Young. I mean, I know it's only been 5 or 6 games, but the dude's the real deal.
Well,
I mean, I get he has weapons. That's not his fault, though. You can't blame a guy for having weapons like that. His scheme with Shanahan, it just works out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
that's all I mean.
But Niner Matt, the only thing is though with your argument is that like no one's disagreeing with you. We're just it's almost like you're that person at the party. There's 3 people standing around going, "Yeah, so you got that promotion," and you just walk up and go, "Well, I work in sales." You know, like you basically we're talking about T-Law, and you come in and saying Purdy's better. Like that's the only thing is that's all you want to talk about, Matt. That's how it feels. But we understand no one's disagreeing with you. No one's
I get
disagreeing.
that.
Yeah,
You're
no one's
right.
disagreeing.
You're
You're
right.
forcing it into the conversation at the party, bro. No one asked.
I know, my bad.
No one asked, Matt.
My bad. I just want to show some love for Brock. That's all.
Matt, I'm just kidding with you.
That's all.
I mean, I'm not kidding with you, but I'm kidding with you that
No, I know.
it doesn't bother me.
I appreciate everything you do, Smitty. I just like to stir it up a little bit. Like I said, no disrespect to T-Law at all. He won me money. I bet on Jacksonville tonight, so I love him coming back. So I just,
Hold on, Matt, hang
I
tight.
just wanted to talk Brock.
Yeah, Niner Matt, hang tight. Just hang tight. We want you staying on the line here. I'm gonna circle back to you for answers. Let's go to Pam or Smith. Smith, you're live.
Yes.
Smith, what can we do for you?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Should the Charger head coach be fired?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. That was terrible. They was up by 27.
Terrible.
And the fact that Mr. T-Law, much respect, he kept his head in the game, came back and did the unbelievable. And congratulations to the Jacksonville. They played hard. They came back, pulled the upset, and now all the Charger fans are depressed and probably in football rehab, whining and crying because Jacksonville did what they had to do.
Do you know how
Yes,
badly? Do you know how badly Niner Matt right now is trying to hold back, saying Brock Purdy's good though. but
Brock Purdy is doing what he's supposed to do.
He's pretty good. I will admit that.
Yeah, he is pretty good, but he has all these weapons.
Hey Matt, what's the weather? What's the weather there where you're at? Brock Purdy.
Oh, I'm in Indiana, so
The answer is Brock Purdy.
It's always cloudy in Indiana.
All right, hold on. Niner Matt Smith, hang tight. Let's go over to Ron Navy. Ron Navy, what do you got to say?
Yeah, I love getting in there and cutting it up with Matt. He gets through real quick.
Yeah, Matt's got a couple. He's got a couple tricks. It's Purdy, Debo, CMC. He'll bring it hardcore. Matt, you have all the momentum on your side. Let's just put it that way. The Niners are the scariest team in the NFL. Everybody knows that. No one's saying different. The fact that we celebrated T-Law tonight for just 5 itty-bitty minutes, I know it bothered you, and I know you do love your Niners more, but you've had the stage for a while. You had it all morning or all early afternoon. Niners look terrifying. Ron Navy, what else did you have?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, the Chargers have the better defense between way superior defense over. They got a lot better defense than Seattle got. So, I mean, if you want to compare the quarterbacks, Purdy had to face a lesser defense than T-Law had to. T-Law faced a tougher defense.
T-Law had the negative vibe going
but
too.
For somebody to throw 4 interceptions, and you know how it goes. It can either mentally sink you and you're done in the game, but to come out in the second half to reverse that and throw 4 touchdowns, come back and win the game, that's pretty great. And I told you, you can testify. What did I tell you after that 49er game with Purdy? What did I say to you, Smitty?
I forget. You said a lot.
I said Purdy's the real deal.
Oh yeah. And I thought you meant when you said you're not watching anymore. You're talking about the Niner game. Okay.
Oh yeah, that first half. I didn't want to continue.
Ron said. Ron, can I read your text?
The refs.
Can I read your text?
Yeah, you can read it.
Yeah. Okay. It says.
It's funny. I lose my mind.
Oh, no use in continuing to watch this rigged crap. It's sad because it's so blatant. And then
the refs were pissing me off.
And so the whole second half, I sent a message to Ron. I'm like, I hope you kept watching, Ron. And I didn't hear from him. I'm like, this poor guy went to sleep. He has no idea right now.
I was watching.
T-Law,
I didn't stop watching.
T-Law put his badge back on and went back out and went to work. Hold on, Rock out.
I didn't stop.
Or Rock out. Here, hold on, Ron. Let me go over to Jose. Jose Perez, you're live.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Smitty. Yeah, there's no rational person who should say that Brock Purdy's better than Trevor Lawrence.
Woo! Woo!
Trevor Lawrence has. You could tell that he's going to be a top quarterback. Let me put it to you this way: would Brock Purdy, if he played for the Jaguars tonight, have that comeback? No. It's just insane. Doesn't mean he can't be a quarterback in the NFL.
That's what I tried to tell Matt. That's what I tried to tell Matt. I wasn't trying to say you can separate.
All I'm saying is Purdy wouldn't throw 4 interceptions. That's all I'm saying.
How do you know? How do you know?
Hold on, Purdy lit up Washington. Did he not light up the Commanders' defense? Go back and look at it.
Yeah, but hey, but
good defense.
But Matt, he's got different weapons. He's got a different defense. He's got different scheme.
Well, he didn't have Debo, Smitty. I mean, this is the 4th game all year we've had Mitchell, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle. 4th game all year. I'm just saying.
I agree.
They pissed Debo off because they tried to hurt his legs. Seattle did. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know.
I agree to an extent. I agree to an extent what Jose's saying, though. Guys, hold on. I agree with what Jose's saying. I think and I said at the beginning, before Jose even got on, if you put T-Law on the Niners, you put Purdy on the Jaguars, you would see T-Law doing easily the same thing, if not more. Greater things. Like, he is such a good quarterback. Now, I will say this, though. If you put T-Law in his infancy during his rookie season, where he had a horrible situation, in Purdy's shoes and put Purdy, it's hard to compare the two because T-Law's not in his rookie year. So I will say this. Purdy is so advanced. I think he's more advanced than T-Law was at T-Law's stage in his rookie year. So I want to give the floor to Purdy and say he's too poised. He's got quick feet. He knows how to shuffle in the pocket. He's doing things he shouldn't be able to do. You shouldn't know how to navigate the pocket like he does with pressure. You can't teach that. So I do think Brock Purdy's further along than Trevor Lawrence ever was at this stage in Trevor Lawrence's first year. But Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer. This is kind of like T-Law's first year in a way. But I still think the talent, I think T-Law is a better quarterback. I really do. I think Purdy's an amazing find. He could be a top 10 quarterback in this league. He could. I'm not going to give him that label yet, but he certainly has the situation to support it. He certainly has got the game film and the history so far, the short history so far, to prove that he is in the conversation of top 10 quarterbacks. T-Law feels like he's just in that 6 to 10, which is not that far ahead of where Purdy's going to be ranked, but I if I'm drafting a team, I'm drafting T-Law, not Purdy. Oh, if I had to choose. But I know Matt would. take.
Hell yeah! I mean, he gets to go up against the best defense in practice every day.
That is a
dude's
good.
Ready. Bring on the Eagles defense. What he's the
Niners join my
fantasy
football leagues next year. And
but the fact is,
you can make me money next
practice.
year.
That's not a real game situation, and right now he hasn't played a good defense. Who have they played that's been any good as far as defense? The 49ers haven't played anybody with a good defense lately.
Well, Washington.
Who have they played with a good defense?
Yeah.
I just said, Ron, Washington. Is Washington not a good defense? I mean, ask Dak and the Cowgirls if they got a good defense.
Yeah, they're hit and miss. But I will say this: I will say Ron's got a point that we'll see how tested, calm and collective Purdy is against the Eagles D. The Eagles D can give up a lot of yardage, but they're playmakers, they're havoc makers. Purdy did look very rusty. It was his first playoff game. It was his first season. But it's his first playoff game. I'm sure he had some nerves and some just some of that jitters to get out, and then he started looking good. But he did at one point during the game, he was panicking, Niner fans. But that was early on. He ended up getting poised and totally confident. He's got that confidence. And how could you not, though, when you've got those monsters behind you, whether it's the defensive players or the offensive weaponry? Like, he feels like he's 8 feet tall. And really, in reality, he is, because you can't separate situation from player. You just can't. But I think So I don't want to get too much into if we took him out of the situation, would he survive anywhere else? We'll never need to know that. We'll never need to know if Priest Holmes would have ever been what Priest Holmes was if he wasn't in Kansas City. We'll never know if Arian Foster could have ever been the running back he turned into if he wasn't in Houston. These are things that don't matter. Like, you can't really make those arguments. You can't. But I will say both. Go ahead.
Look at all those long runs after the catch with, McCaffrey, Debo. They were making a lot of yardage after the catch, yards after catch. And they always do because that's what they're the best at, especially Debo. Debo was tearing it up today with yards after the catch.
That's why they try to twist his knee.
So that helps. That helps with Purdy's stats. But Purdy really hadn't. How many throws has he had over 20 yards?
But Ron, did you see that play he did where Ayuk dropped the touchdown in the corner? That was just sick.
Hey,
that was like Patrick Mahomes like. I'm not trying to compare him to Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying it was Patrick Mahomes like. The dude can.
Ayuk should have caught the ball.
Hey, real
should have caught the damn ball.
Real quickly, let's start with Rock Out, who's also on the line. I'm going to go around the circle, so hang tight until I call on you. Etienne is the topic at hand right now. Okay, Etienne. Rock Out. Is Etienne? Give me is he top 1 to 5, top 6 to 10, top 11 to 15, or top 16 to 20 in 2023 fantasy football running back rankings?
6 to 10.
Well, give me a number, actually. Give me a number. Give me a running back number.
8.
Okay. Rockout says 8. Let's go to Jose. Jose, what running back number is Etienne in 2023 running backs rankings?
Yeah, he's in that 6 to 10 range. You have to think about it, but he's probably like 7. I would say 7 or 8.
Let's go to Smith, aka Pan.
Now, 6 to 10, but I agree with Jose. He's at a number 7.
Ron Navy?
I think he's, unless it's small more next year, he'll end up an 8.
And then final, Niner Matt.
What's the question again? Sorry, I didn't hear it. My bad.
It's not Purdy. All he can do is talk Niners. He can't. Do you know how many times I repeated the question? How many times I repeated the question? How many times we all emphasize, well, Etienne needs to run more. The guy is not even paying attention. He's looking at pictures of Brock Purdy in the yearbook. He's got Brock Purdy's yearbook out. He just ordered it from eBay. Etienne.
Etienne, where am I ranking him?
Yeah.
I'd probably go in about 8 or 9, maybe.
You got to pick one.
Top 10.
You got to pick one.
I'll say 8.
Is Brock Purdy going to outrush him in 2023, Matt? Niner Matt?
No, that would definitely be a no. I've smoked myself retarded, but not that retarded. So.
Hey, watch it. Okay.
I've never drank the bomb water.
So we have let's see if we can what's this average out to? 7 plus 8 plus 7 divided by how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us is 4. No, what am I doing here? Is 7.5. 7.5. So we are all coming to an agreement that he's 7.5 running back rank in 2023. That's pretty good. When you consider all the RBs, part of us is like, that's too, you want to think that's too low. We love them, but there are tons of RBs. You got Bijan that's going to crack the top 7. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
The thing that irritates me about Etienne is every single time he has the ball, he always gets it down within the 1 foot line, and he never has that extra burst to punch it in the end zone. He don't get enough touchdowns. He needs way more touchdowns.
Yeah.
I agree with Ron Navy. I think they should throw him the ball some too. He needs more catches for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they do give him a whole bunch more work next year. I think they eased him in. His foot injury, they kind of dialed him back a little bit. He had the rookie wall, even though he was a sophomore. He didn't play at all his rookie year, so his body still had to get used to playing a full NFL season. Usually rookies, first-year players, hit that wall about the length of a college season, and then they got to push through it. He kind of did that. He hit it a little late. But I do love the idea of, let's say Jacksonville does go out and craps the bed in this next playoff outing, and I think they will. Or they won't crap the bed, but I think they lose. Etienne could have one of those 7-point fantasy games, 40 yards rushing, 20 receiving, or 60 yards rushing, or maybe 75 yards and no receptions, no touchdowns, 75 yards rushing. Look pretty good. Maybe he gets 10 carries as 75 yards. I think he walks out of 2022/2023 NFL playoff picture without too much of a vaulted value. So are we thinking that if we're doing a little like mock draft scenario placement, are we thinking Etienne gets placed in round 2, at the end of round 2, at the top of round 3? Where's Etienne getting drafted? Running back 7.5 would probably put him, I would guess, about mid to late second round, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say he's probably a second rounder.
So probably like right mid second.
I mean, yeah. But, it depends on, every draft is a little different. So if there's there could be a run on backs and he might go earlier. Who knows? But,
mid second's good.
But I have a feeling that people are going to be probably targeting wide receivers first next year. And so the running backs will get pushed back even further.
I think that there's going to be
with the exception of like McCaffrey and them.
I think there'll be a bigger push for that, Ron. I do believe that. I just think I think that the amount of drafts that I have already done, and we did some early mock drafting on the channel the other night. I don't know if you were here for it. And then I've also done a lot of like comment type mock drafting things. I've done things on Discords. So the consensus I get is that people are leaning slightly toward, okay, I'm not scared to take a wide receiver, but you'd be shocked at how many three RBs in a row I'm still seeing in every single mock draft. At least 2 or 3 or 4 teams are going like 2 RBs back to back, or at least two teams in every mock draft have RB. And so
yeah, but that's a community, Smitty. You go outside our community and it's different. Because we put emphasis on the RBs where other communities don't put the same value in the RBs that we do.
Yeah, but I think that the way I talk about wide receiver is going to be a big focus this year, and the fact like we've already gone through so much of that content. My guess is that, and I'm talking about some of the best ball drafts. I'm talking about some other outside of our community too. I'm seeing a lot of RB, at least RB approaches. I don't think people are phased too much. I think when push comes to shove, when you do a mock draft too, and you see how hard it is to land a good running back in rounds 3 and 4, you're either going to nail it, you're going to get like Najee, and you could get Najee and Swift, and then essentially get get like a JJ and another elite wide receiver, and kind of go risky with that, or you could get screwed and have literally no RB. So I think people will test it out in mocks, but I almost think that we're going to see just like a couple people in every draft shift a little more toward wide receiver, but I don't think it'll be this great, crazy wide receiver movement that everybody thinks it's going to be. I'm hoping it's not, because I agree wide receivers should be more focused on, not from I'm going to take this plan into an attack, into a draft, more so best player available, but best player available oftentimes being wide receiver for me. Like when push comes to shove, my best player available will be a wide receiver when I'm looking at the available players. And so people are going to think, oh, you're deploying a wide receiver early approach. Not really. I'm taking best player available. I always do that. But it's going to often be a wide receiver. But I still feel like of the early mock drafts I've done, the most comfortable I've been is when I've had a running back and a wide receiver in my first and second round picks, when I've mixed it up. I think balanced approach still feels really, really good.
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
What game tomorrow is everybody most looking forward to watching?
The Giants and Vikings for me.
Vikings. The Vikings?
Vikings and the Giants.
Okay. just checking. Yeah, I'd probably say Bengals game for me. I mean, I'm excited to see Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow smoke some cigars on the field. I'm sitting in the cigar smoker is what we call this chair. This new chair I got.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hey, real quickly, we have Heating dropped a couple super chats here. Super Bowl champs, Giants equals Super Bowl champs. Heating, what are you talking about? I appreciate your super chat, but the Giants aren't winning the Super Bowl, Heating. But could they upset? Could they have a little bit of an upset tomorrow against the Vikings? Sure. And then Heating,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what Heating's been smoking lately. Or Heating. Heating. I call him. Oh, this is Healing. This is somebody different. This is Healing. This is Healing Meditation. My guy Healing. Healing says, what are the chances Lawrence wins MVP now? 0.
0.
Yeah, 0. I wish this could impact that for you, but he's not winning MVP. But I will say he's looking mighty. He's looking like a moon man. If that helps. But Heating and Healing, I thought these were the same guy super chatting. Heating Up Podcast, appreciate your super chat. I appreciate your enthusiasm for the Giants. Healing Meditation, I appreciate your enthusiasm for Trevor Lawrence. More so than me. You're hyped on him more than I am. Both of you guys might want to put down the pipe a little bit on the on those two questions.
The pipe.
Okay, Jose. Where's Jose? I think Jose dropped off. All right, let me go through real quickly. Niner Matt, give me your closing statement. I'm sure it's something Niner related. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Nothing Niner related. Well, I'm going to go, like I said, I think the Giants are going to upset the Vikings tomorrow. And obviously I think the Bills will win, and the Joseph cigar smoking Burrow is going to win, obviously. And what else we got? And then I think the Cowgirls are going to beat Tom the Bomb. So
What?
then, yeah.
Not the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Don't go against
I
the
don't
GOAT.
like either of them, but somebody's got to win.
All right, Niner Matt, get back to looking
But anyways, yeah.
Get back
Take
to
care,
looking
everybody.
at pictures of Brock Purdy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Brock Purdy all the way.
Later. All right, let's go to Smith. Smith, your final statement of the night. Keep it short.
I got Giants beating Minnesota, and then I got Tampa Bay beating Cowboys. You don't bet against the GOAT. Tom Brady does what he does. So
right.
That's my last comment.
Appreciate you. Later, pal.
All right.
Rock out. What do you got?
Not really a statement, but two-parter question. Did the coach from the Chargers watch just Saturday How to Lose, and did the Jaguars watch the Vikings what they did when they came back?
I don't really know what you're saying. You said there, to be honest, Rock out. But I think you said did the Chargers coach have the playbook that Jeff Saturday printed out and handed out copies of how to screw up? Is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah, and then the Jaguars doing a comeback like the Vikings.
I think that the Jaguars are looking for a new head coach. Let's just put it that way. He played this all wrong all year long. You don't get the most out of Justin Herbert in a year where we all thought he was going to be a top 3 quarterback, like almost a lock. And the whole fantasy world felt that way. And the whole fantasy world wasn't wrong in imagining that, because he finished number 2 in 2021. He finished number 2 out of all fantasy football signal callers. He had an amazing year. And they had all their good weapons. You know, I know that he struggled with the injury early on. I know that you know, he never had all his wide receivers at one point during the earlier part of the year. But once he got all that back on track and there was no one injured, he still played like garbage. You had Austin Eckler. No reason to not figure out a way to score touchdowns and win games. And I'm frankly surprised they made the playoffs, to be honest with you. So I'm real down on this team walking into the next season until I'm very confident in what the game plan is to fix everything that's broken. Because as of right now, they've got to prove to me before I buy into anything Chargers next year, except for Eckler at the right value to only play him until I decide to trade him away because I worry about his decline at some point during the season at age 28. Doesn't mean I won't draft Eckler if he fell to me in the top of the second round, which won't happen. He's going to go in the top 5 or 6 probably. But if he fell to me in the second round, I'd take him and then just trade him by double-digit weeks. But so I'm going to take the reverse of the Derrick Henry approach and say I do feel like Eckler at 28 is going to have a decline year at some point during the year. I don't think it'll be at the beginning stages, so drafting him isn't crazy. And trading him won't be hard if he's going nuts. So, but other than that, I'm not touching anything anything Chargers in 2023 until I feel real confident that Herbert's back on track.
Yeah.
All right, Rock out. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Later, pal. Ron Navy, what do you have to close out with?
Well, I think Buffalo beats Miami. We'll see if Miami can put up any offense at all. I think they're going to struggle. I think the Giants could upset the Vikings, but I'm hoping the Vikings win.
Let's update my bracket, shall we? Let's update my bracket. Oh, what do you know, Ron? On screen here. Two green correct guesses so far. And I'll admit, I was really thinking I was going to lose this Jacksonville pick at halftime. I'll tell you that. But I got my Jacksonville pick, which means that the Buffalo Bills, once they win, and the Bengals, once they win, will be facing off against each other. Now, if for any reason Baltimore does win, Baltimore will go face KC no matter what. Oh, no, if Miami wins, it will be Miami. But Buffalo and Cincinnati are both not losing. But let's say Baltimore wins and Cincy doesn't win, and let's say Buffalo wins. It'll be Buffalo versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Baltimore Ravens would play against the Chiefs. But I believe that what I have here will be on track tomorrow. We'll have Buffalo against Cincinnati in the division games.
Buffalo and Cincinnati?
Yep.
No, Buffalo. Let's see. Wait.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Jacksonville's the worst ranked team. If Buffalo and Cincy both win, they're the 2 and 3. Jacksonville will be the worst remaining seed in the Yeah, they play KC. So, I'm thinking my bracket's gonna. The only thing I don't know about is that giant Minnesota game. I do believe Tampa will win the game, but you never know. But that giant Minnesota game, I could, my Minnesota pick could be off, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Tampa game. That could go either way.
Yeah.
Depends what Dallas team shows up.
Yeah. Smitty teasing me right now, says Electro. How am I teasing you, bro? This right here, I know that my Niner people in here are very upset that I have Philly knocking off the Niners, but it is what it is. I think Philly, with that potential aspect that the Niners struggle with so bad, running quarterbacks, that's a huge edge. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah. What else were you saying, Ron? What else did you have before you leave?
That's pretty much all I got. Is I was happy for that second half that Zay Jones and Christian Kirk came through. They got me some big points, so that was good for the best ball.
Yeah. All my best ball teams did pretty well. So I'm pretty excited about what I did with McCaffrey and Debo, and I know a lot of people probably had those players, so it's not like a lot of people didn't do well. So we'll come down to the
There's
other.
a lot of potential for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ricky is on his game and can utilize Evans, especially Evans, and they can get working together, that could be a lethal combination right there.
Yes, sir.
And so yeah, there's a lot of big time players playing tomorrow. It should be interesting. I'm interested to see how Evans and what's his name does.
Godwin? Tom Brady?
Yeah, Godwin.
Yeah. Godwin and Evans should. I got a lot of Godwin and Evans shares in best ball and Tom Brady. I'm really looking forward to see how that unfolds. I think it's a really good combination in best ball.
It has the possibility to be. It depends on what team shows up, for both teams. It really depends. I mean, it would be great to see a shootout, a high-scoring shootout, but we'll just have to wait and see what we get.
Yeah.
Because every time you think it's going to be a shootout, it's not. And when you think it's not, it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth.
So,
that is the truth, Ron Navy. All right, my guy.
All right.
Appreciate you. You got anything else? Call back. I'm going to probably do some more phone calls for a little while, so you got anything else, let me know. I'll be here.
All right, later.
All right, later, Ron. I'm just organizing this so it's a little bit more easy to see here. I think that's a little bit more. That way you can actually see my face, and I think it's laid out a little bit cleaner. Okay, so there's my playoff picture. Bengals versus the Eagles in an amazing battle of the gunslingers. I mean, either way we look at it, I think, unless Brock Purdy, no offense, Matt and Niner fans out there, I don't consider him quite the gunslinger yet. I like his poise. I like his ability to be clutch. But I think no matter what, in my opinion, it's going to be Jalen Hurts, gunslinger, and runner extraordinaire against one of these elite passing gunslingers in Mahomes, Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen. So either way, it's going to be elite quarterback against elite quarterback. I can't wait. Is there a shot Brock Purdy's facing an elite quarterback like Mahomes or Josh Allen or Burrow? Yes. Niners, and my only other alternative here would be, my two alternatives would be Bengals versus Niners, or I kind of feel like Chiefs versus Eagles I envision. So it'll be an interesting playoff. This is a great playoff set of playoff games. I'm excited about it. This is one of the more exciting playoffs that I can remember. So buckle up, get ready. Let's see, we'll put this out here. Home field. There we go. Home field, we'll put it right there. Let's do it. Dial into the phones.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And actually, let me fix this real quick. It's gonna drive me nuts. A little bit of OCD there. I want it to look uniform. I want it to look the exact same. There we go. All right, let's answer this call. This is Ben. Ben, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Ben, what can I do for you? And by the way, Healing and Heating Up Podcast, I appreciate both your super chats. Go ahead, Ben.
Lady, how's it going, my boy?
It's good, bro.
That comeback was crazy.
Yeah.
That was some Falcon stuff right there.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy. A lot of folding going on. Folding chairs all over the field. Trevor Lawrence just navigating, folding chairs everywhere. I mean, how that defense owned Trevor Lawrence in the first half, and he owned that defense in the second half was just a fun fun thing to watch.
Yeah. As crazy as it is for Trevor Lawrence, what he was able to do, perhaps an even bigger storyline, in my opinion, maybe just because I'm from California, but what's going to happen with, Staley's gone, obviously, but there's going to be a lot of talk about Herbert and how good they were supposed to be this year, and one and done wasn't supposed to be the goal.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, unless it's Eckler later than I want to draft him, I'm not touching anybody on that Charger team until I feel like confident, and I'm not going to feel confident in the preseason. I don't think. So
I would love to get Herbert for a good value.
I don't know that I will.
Like you're saying, I'm not grabbing him early.
But even if you take him, like, what are you going to do? You know, like, how do you know he's going to rebound? You don't. So, like, I don't know that I love the idea of taking Herbert at a value. I'd rather take Fields in round 3-4 than take Herbert in 5-6. I mean, Fields in 3-4 will be the biggest steal you can find at quarterback because Burrow's going to go at least round 3. Probably Mahomes and Josh Allen in 1 and 2, or Hurts and Mahomes, or Hurts and Josh Allen. I'm sorry. In both, 2 of them going in round 2, or at least one of them going like at 17, the other going at like 25 or whatever it is. I don't know how much people are going to finally unconform to the conformity of drafting quarterback late. When you do a draft with people midseason, they draft quarterbacks in the first round. You draft in best ball 1 QB drafts midseason, or you do best ball playoff drafts like we did all playoff or pre-playoff long, all weeks, 17, 18, and right up to kickoff of that Niner game. We did draft after draft, and anybody, not just us on this channel, any draft you jump in with a bunch of randoms, quarterbacks were the first 4 picks. It was three of the first 4 picks were quarterbacks. It was Christian McCaffrey and all 3 of the top quarterbacks. I have no idea why the whole.
Sorry, I was just saying it was for the playoffs. That's kind of like you have to have a big quarterback in the Super Bowl. But if you go into like the battle royale for the weekly, a lot of times it's Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson. Like if it's a week where Burrow, Mahomes, and Allen are all playing in like the same early morning or afternoon window, then sometimes you don't see a quarterback go till like the 3rd, 4th round because it depends if the quarterbacks are deep in the
it also depends on how many people draft. But my point is that, like, even in situations where, and you can wait on a quarterback like Purdy, who, if Purdy's got a decent shot at making it all the way to the Super Bowl, and he'll go in like the 4th round or 5th round in a best ball draft. He'll sometimes go in the 3rd round. But my point being,
going real early there.
My point being that, like, here's my bigger point. Once week 1 kicks off, the true test of a quarterback value is how hard is it to trade for Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Jalen Hurts. It's impossible. You have to give up a top 10 overall player to get that quarterback as soon as week 1 kicks off because the value changes. It's the reverse of driving a car off the lot and losing $2,000 immediately. You drive a quarterback off the lot, they double in value as soon as week 1 starts. And that should tell you that quarterback is undervalued so much on draft day because of that one look at it, that one angle.
Yeah, the only way for me that I would take a quarterback in the first 3 rounds going into next season is if I draft Jamar, Kelsey in the 1st round, or if I get Diggs in maybe the top of the 2nd, I'll grab Allen in the 3rd if he's there for sure. Or if I get Diggs in the end of the 1st, maybe Allen. Well,
see, that's
Allen that early.
That's crazy to me, though, that you need to have the stack in order to think Burrow is a good deal in the 3rd round or Hurts is a good deal in the 3rd round, bro. Like, if Hurts, Burrow, Mahomes, or Josh Allen are there in the 3rd round, I think you should be thanking your lucky stars, bro, and just punching it. I just think that it's such a value. It's But hey, to each their own. To each their own. Look, in fairness, to flip the script on myself, I mean, we drafted Burrow and Hurts in volumes, in masses, in the 6th and 7th round this past season. So I'm not saying you can't win both ways. I just don't believe this year is going to have Burrow and Hurts type players hiding in round 6, 7. The only quarterbacks that could potentially have that value would be maybe Herbert if he did bounce back, maybe Trevor Lawrence, but I don't know. I think he'll probably go around 6, 7. He'll probably go there. Fields is probably not falling that late, but he'll be a mini version of that in the 3rd or 4th round. I don't see Burrow or Hurts hiding. We did see that. We did predict that. We did say, hey, guess what? If you miss out on early quarterback, which I totally condone, guess what? There's two early quarterbacks hiding around 6 and 7. Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. And if you draft them in 6 and 7, you win your league. So I want people to understand that I don't live in one area of this topic. I am a connoisseur of drafting quarterback all over the board. But I think it's time to recognize this is going to be a different year in round 6 and 7. And if you want to have a Burrow or Hurts in round 3, 2, you're not making a mistake. Don't let other analysts or content out there drive you away from it if you believe it too. If you don't believe it, if it's not your thing, if you're still into, I'll take Lawrence, I'll take Herbert, and it sounds like that's what you like,
exactly.
Then that's it. That's fine.
And I'm more of like I love to get a good value on like an early quarterback. If I can get a Mahomes or Allen in the end of the 2nd or a Burrow in the 3rd, beginning of the 3rd. But like that's already, we got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Hurts, Fields. It's a gang of quarterbacks like going early. So yeah, if I can get T-Law, Herbert, Purdy, just get 2 of those guys, you know what I mean? Even like a Herbert and a Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm taking Baker Mayfield in the very last round.
Oh, no thanks.
If the Rams don't drop the quarterback.
No thanks. You can have him, bro. You can have him.
I'm saying. I don't know. Oh.
He's all yours, bro. He's all yours. All right, Ben, I got to let you go. Appreciate your call.
All right, appreciate it, Smitty.
Later.
Have a good night.
All right, so I'm going to say Mahomes in round 2. We'll say Mahomes, not in any order. I'm not going to be able to fit him in here, so I'm going to write him. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts. This is not how I rank them. This is how I expect it to be. These guys will all be in round 2. One of these guys will flirt on the border here because I don't know that all 3 will go, but I believe 2 of them will. So let's do this. Let's put Hurts right. I mean, it's possible he's the second quarterback taken, or even the first quarterback in some cases. Let's put Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, and Burrow. I think that's how it's probably going to go on average. The 4 will go by the end of round 3. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, good God, I'm excited. I'm excited if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I couldn't believe the Baker comment either. Baker, you could have him, Ben. I appreciate Ben's call. It's a good conversation, Ben. Thank you. But yeah, Mahomes, Allen, Hurts. We can do this better because I can't even read that. Let's go round 1. Mahomes, Allen. This is 3. We'll go Hurts and Burrow. And then I think in 4, 5 is where you're going to have Fields. So Fields will be like here, but he could float in there. That's how the quarterbacks are going to map out in 2023, in my opinion, early ADP predicting. So we'll see. I would be willing to draft any one of these 4 quarterbacks at the end of round 2 with a smile. With a smile. If I've got bookend 24, 25, second and third round picks, the bookend picks at the end of the second and the top of the third. Burrow in that you're going to see me mock drafting Burrow in that cluster every single time. Hurts in that cluster if Burrow's gone, or maybe I'll rotate. I'll go Burrow in some drafts, Hurts in others. I'll take Allen or Mahomes, of course, in that cluster of 24, 25, 23, 24, 25, 26 picks. That is exactly where you need to draft early quarterback in 2023. And if anybody tells you that it is bad business to draft a quarterback inside the 23, 24, 25, 26 overall value, you tell them, you send them to me, and you tell them to watch this clip. I think we are pretty much done for the night. What a game. What a game. Thank you, Healing. Thank you, Heating Up Podcast. Thank you, Rock Out. Thank you, Smitty. Thank you, Rock Out, for your super chats. Guys, appreciate you. Thank you for keeping the lights on here at the Fantasy Football Show. Thank you for making this your one-stop shop, your breaking news source. I go live Saturday night, like this live right here, midnight Eastern, pretty much every Saturday. We went after the game, so we're a little behind. Live on Friday nights, live on Thursdays and Tuesday nights. I'm live. Let me put this up on screen here. I'm live literally Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks, and all the times I just told you in the evening, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight. I'm live more than anybody on YouTube, period. There's just no way. There's no way anybody does longer YouTube shows than this channel, let alone as many. And on top of that, your boy Smitty's going to cut the 7 p.m. show down to about an hour to hour and a half, probably an hour. I might cut it at a hard hour. That way I can upload more content and have at least one video a day on top of the live streams. So on a Tuesday, I'll be live at 7 p.m. like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But let's say on a Tuesday, because Tuesdays and Thursdays I go live at midnight, you're going to get a Tuesday 7 p.m. show, you're going to get a midnight show, and you'll get probably a video upload. So you'll have 3 shows in one day on a Tuesday, 3 shows in one day on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, etc. So that's how we're going to roll going forward. Ron Navy's back on the line. Ron, call back. What did you forget, Ron?
Well, it's not that I forgot. It's just that I found out we got a free pick in Pick'ems tomorrow, so you need to know tonight.
All right, hold on. I got to
Stephon Diggs. Yeah, they're giving it to you. 0.5 total yards.
They're giving it to. I'm going to give it to them. All right, hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here.
And on these, when you use that, you should bet the max, which is $20. When they give them, you should bet the max is that you can bet on it is $20.
Okay, so guys, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Let me drop that in the live chat here, and then let me pin it. So Underdog link is in the live chat pinned, and the link is in the description. Underdog Fantasy will give you up to $100 bonus match on your first deposit. $100, dollar for dollar. If you deposit $50, they'll give you $50. If you deposit $100, they'll give you $100. They'll match it up to $100 bonus match on your first deposit. And what Ron's saying is that if you do this now, you go to the pinned link in the chat. You go to the link in the description, the code Smitty. The link will insert code Smitty for you. But if you go without using the link, make sure you use code Smitty. Let me pull this up, Ron. What Ron's saying is,
yep.
If you, let's pull up my phone here.
Yeah, tell everybody where it's at, because Travis is in there and saying, "Where do you find it?"
Yeah,
I'm on
so
Underdog.
If you go to Pick'em down at the bottom and you click on Pick'em, there it is, specials, right at the top. It says 0.5 yards. That means that if Diggs gets 1 yard, he has to get 1 yard. If he goes out, gets hurt, it doesn't get the yard, then they're going to win that actual bet. But that's not going to happen. So this is a freebie. So when you pick 5 things, so tomorrow, let's say I go Diggs higher than 0.5 yards. That's my freebie. So boom. Now all I got to do is land 4.
Hey, Smitty, can I give you my other 4 that I picked?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Real quick?
I'm gonna do Tyreek Hill with this one. But go ahead.
Okay, I did Saquon Barkley over 0.5 rushing TDs. I did Justin Jefferson over 0.5 receiving TD. I did Greg Joseph over 1.5 field goal, and I did Jamar Chase over 0.5 receiving TD. Those are the other ones I did.
I really like the 25.25 Josh Allen fantasy points. I really like the 7.95 Jalen Waddle fantasy points. I really like the Tyreek Hill 12.25 fantasy points. We got Diggs already. I like to keep him in the one game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, this one I kind of spread out, but I mean, everybody can make their own choices of what they feel comfortable with. But bet the max. $20 is the max bet, so I would suggest that you bet the max. That'll get you back. If you hit it, it'll be $400.
So if I go Josh Allen higher than 25.25 fantasy points, I go Jalen Waddle higher than 7.95. That feels like a lock. 7.95 fantasy points for Jalen Waddle and 0.5 PPR. That feels like the lock of the day.
I just don't trust them by any players.
Yeah, but they're going to be down, Ron, throwing the ball a ton. James Cook, Gabe Davis, 49 yards. God, he's so hard to. I love Gabe Davis, but he's so hard to trust. I don't know. Knox, 3 receptions, not bad.
Travis still can't find it for some reason.
Travis, just click NFL. It should be at the very, very top, unless you already used it.
Or it just go hit the pick'ems. Where go to home and then hit pick'em.
It's at the top. Look at
it.
It's right there.
Select the home and go to the.
So hit pick'em at the bottom, and then you're gonna hit. It's higher, lower, and then you can either do home or NFL. See how right here I either click home or NFL at the top. He's right there at the top, bro. It's so special. Some people are saying they don't see it.
Yeah, well, he didn't show up as special on mine. I was scrolling down through him, and I saw him actually under his name, Stephon Diggs. So if you don't see him up top, scroll down till you find Stephon Diggs and look at it. See if it gives you that option there.
See how it already has it highlighted for me? So go look for it there. Yeah. Do you guys see it, Oscar? Do you see it when you go down to Diggs? Try going down to Diggs and see if it's on the top line there. What's more likely, Ron? 3 receptions for Knox or Gabe Davis 49.5 yards?
I don't know. I just got this feeling that Gabe Davis is going to have a game tomorrow, but Knox has been doing good. I mean, let's see. What did Knox do last week?
A couple of people are saying they don't see it. Try updating your app too. Like go to the App Store, click on Underdog, and then when you click on it and you actually go to the Underdog page, it might say update instead of open. It'll say update. You got to actually go into it. You got to click on it from the App Store and update it. Maybe there's something with it, the update. I don't know.
Knox had 2 receptions with his 1 TD last week, so. And the week before that, or the game before that, let me look and see what he had.
What did Skylar Thompson do the week prior?
He had, so what are they saying? 3 for Knox, 3 catches?
For Knox, yeah.
For Knox. Yeah, he hasn't been getting over 3 catches, so you'd almost have to go under on that one. Or tie it, so I wouldn't pick that one because he hasn't been getting the catches.
Jeff Wilson is kind of interesting because he's the main RB. So kind of like that higher on 10.35 fantasy points. I'm trying to find a third player. Under on Sherfield.
In the last 2 games for Gabe Davis, he's been under that 49 yards. He did have a touchdown last, but he's been under the 49 yards. In the
what
last
about
2
Singletary?
games.
9 points, fantasy points. You like that one you said?
Singletary?
Yeah.
Last week, Singletary did junk. He only got 29 yards and 7 carries, and then 1 reception for 3 yards.
What about James Cook? Maybe
Cook
I won't.
had 9.
I'm not going to force.
yards.
I'm not going to force it on this game. I'm trying to force it into this game. Let me just go down.
Find yourself
Yeah.
Find yourself an easy one, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much know that Jefferson's probably more than likely going to get a touchdown, or Jamar Chase is going to get a touchdown, or Mixon is going to get a touchdown.
Yeah. Let's go down to the Bengal game.
You don't have to stay in the same game.
Let's go down to this Bengal game.
Make that give me of Diggs. Pick the best possible odds ones. It doesn't go to the same game, so you can win that $400.
Do you like? I love the fantasy points right now. I just feel like the way my mind works for it is especially if you're talking about like an RB. If it's 0.5 rushing TDs or whatever. Half the time they get a receiving TD, or like with the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, if you do 1.5 rushing or passing touchdowns, he runs for 2 TDs, throws for no TDs. That's why I like fantasy points, because if you have a gut feeling that the player is going to go nuts, it makes me feel like fantasy points is the better way to go. So Jamar Chase, 15.25 fantasy points, or what's more likely? It's kind of a tough
1 touchdown.
Yeah, maybe
1 touchdown is more likely than 15 points.
I still like Tyreek Hill at 12.25. Maybe I take out Josh Allen at 25 points. 25 points is a lot in this scoring format. So maybe I'll go back to Burrow. What did Burrow have? Burrow, 20 fantasy points. I like that a lot better. So here's my ticket here, guys. Tell me what you think. Diggs over 1 yard. Smash. Tyreek Hill, 12.25 fantasy points. Jalen Waddle, 7.95 fantasy points. Joe Burrow, 20 fantasy points. And Jamar Chase, 0.5 TD, so 1 TD.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Joe Burrow, they played the same team, Baltimore, and he had 215 total yards with 1 touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that racks up to 20 points.
Let's look at his last.
That's what his stats were last week when they played Baltimore. And they're playing Baltimore again this week, but
it was 11.6. Yeah, but you're talking about he's in a groove right now.
Well, yeah, but he only threw for 1 touchdown last week.
He's in a groove. What other
the same team.
What other picks are really good ones? CeeDee Lamb, 13.95 fantasy points. Tom Brady interception's a really good one. 1 interception.
Dude, I know you don't like kickers, but Joseph, look at how many field goals every game Joseph gets for Minnesota.
What's his?
He always breaks that 1.5.
1.5 is his?
Yeah, and he's always getting those field goals every week.
What's the chat saying?
1.5 field goals. That's all. That's like a lock.
Mike Evans.
Almost. I mean, that's.
Mike Evans can be sporadic. Let's ride or die on Joe Burrow, bro. Let's just do it.
I want to see you win the 400, not just squander it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Ron, I appreciate the note. It was a good one.
Yeah. I had to call in and get that before you're ready to end the show.
Yep.
Because people needed to know that before it's too late, before the game starts.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Appreciate all of you. Ron Navy, we'll catch you later. I'll be live after the games, maybe before, but definitely after the games. I'll talk to you later, Ron.
All right, everybody in the chat. See you later.
Later.
Good luck.
Yep. See you, Ron. Sorry, I hung up a little early there, Ron. Waddle is going to be a surprise letdown, says Knowledge. Well, the good thing is I'm only expecting 7.95 fantasy points, so feels like a good ticket. Great comeback, but Lawrence is not him. I think he is JSMK, but I mean him to what are we defining him as? Do I think he's the number one quarterback in the NFL? No. Do I think he's better than Burrow? No. But you gotta be him to some degree, doing what he did. Everybody hitting on Staley, but his defense forced 5 turnovers tonight. I mean, it's a good point, G Money, but I mean, he will be gone. You know, you can't have that kind of, I think, letdown. Maybe not. Who knows? But the fact that they underperformed all year, you know, they're expected to make the playoffs, and I just think that it feels like he'll be gone. Mixon will score easy bet, says Roger. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe I'll do it. I'll circle back and do another one. Yeah, Lawrence was the man tonight. The man. All right, guys, do this. Underdog promo code Smitty. The link in the live chat that's pinned. The link in the description has Smitty entered into the link, so no need to enter anything. Just click the link and sign up. And minimum $10 deposit. And Underdog will match up to $100 dollar for dollar on your first deposit. So you could make it a $10 deposit, they're only going to give you 10. You can make it 20, they're going to give you 20. You make it 50, they'll give you 50. You can make it all the way up to $100 on your very first deposit. So choose wisely. You drop 100, they give you $100 to use. So I will see you all tomorrow. Sandu says, yo, Smitty, my bad for spamming. No, I didn't see it. Bijan and Jahan and a 24-second for JJ. I don't mind that if you want it. It depends on your build. You know, like JJ and Bijan could be number 1 and number 2, or number 1, number 3, or number 3, number 1 overall in a startup draft for me. I understand JJ being a wide receiver. I understand, like, I don't think Dotson in a 24-second or a big ask to get it done if you want to go wide receiver and build more youthful and not say, oh, I got a 3 or 4 year shelf life or a 4 or 5 year shelf life out of Bijan and I'm building more long term than that or whatever. So I don't blame you for wanting JJ over Bijan or Bijan over JJ. It just depends on who you like better. If you like JJ better, I don't mind that deal at all. If you like Bijan, then great, you keep him. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry either way. Just go with your gut on who you like better, because they're both 1 and 2 for me. You're a beast, Smitty. Thanks for all the great content every day. Thank you, G Money. Appreciate you, my guy. G Money in the house, my boy. All right, I'll see you all later. Thank you, Knowledge. Appreciate you. Hey, Kenneth Walker had a nice little day. Before we get to Kenneth Walker,
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
we'll be dropping another Moon Man here very shortly in my $9.99 crew. anybody that has this $9.99 YouTube exclusive membership, we've got the $1.99, which gets you the green emojis, the special green name or the green name, and the special emoji upload. You could drop an emoji, drop some of the emojis. My YouTube exclusive members, drop some of the emojis so people can see what we're talking about. You get all the extra emojis. You get the green name. On Sunday mornings, I only answer questions from green name individuals. But anybody that's on the $9.99 plan on Sundays, so tomorrow, halftime of those, the first set of games, we go live on Zoom. You can turn your camera off. You can turn your mic off. You can just listen like it's a podcast. But anybody that's a $9.99 member will be on those calls. But also, I drop early Moon Men and Bold Prediction videos that only you guys will see on your YouTube feed. Like, it'll pop up as a new video, but no one else that isn't an exclusive member will not be able to get. So you're going to get an early jump on the Moon Men. So I think a Moon Man will drop tomorrow or the next day, but a pre-video on the name will drop to anybody that's a $9.99 person. So when are we doing the Dynasty Hour? You guys want to jump on the Dynasty channel real quick? Let's jump on the Dynasty channel real quick. Let's do a Dynasty video. Let's talk about quarterbacks, where we put Trevor Lawrence. Let's all go over to the Dynasty channel right now. We'll do a quick 10-minute video, not long, on the Dynasty channel. Here's the Dynasty link. It's the Dynasty channel. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to pin that link in the live chat right now. It's also in the description of the video. We have 105 people in here still, so we should have 105 people on this live stream. I'm going to end the live stream right now, relaunch on the Dynasty channel. If you don't click the link that's pinned in the live chat right now, all you got to do is go to my main YouTube homepage and scroll to the very bottom of my main YouTube page, and at the bottom you'll see all my channels. Or in the tabs above where it says community, it'll say channels. Click on channels. That's where you always find all my channels that I'm associated with. Let's go to the Dynasty channel right now. And on that note, Kenneth Walker had a nice little day today. So we'll leave with a Kenneth Walker tribute and then jump over to Dynasty. Let's go. Everybody better be there. I better see 105 people on the Dynasty channel. Please hit the thumb up button on the way out.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.
Don't forget, the link is pinned in the live chat. Go to the Dynasty channel now. On my main YouTube channel, click channels on that channel tab, and you'll see the channels there as well if you need to get it there. See you all in the Dynasty channel in T-minus 2 minutes.